15s unboxing slash review. Today we are unboxing the USD Classic Throne Allstars 15s. They are saying that this is the last pair of Classic Thrones in production, which is very sad to me. But today we're going to honor them by doing this unboxing. And let's get to it, because if I wait any longer, I'm about to die. Here we go. Let's get this box off. Oh boy. Right out of the plastic. Nice and minty. Oh, good lord. So yeah, first reactions here. I think I've got the blues. I love this blue color. It's really not too flashy, but it does kind of give you that, like, you show up at the skate park and you're like, yo, I'm here, what's up, I'm ready to shred. I just really dig that color. Kind of reminds me of the old Champion Bomb Stimler Cyruses, which I do have a pair of. They're a little more navy than this, but anyway, I really dig this color. It's just a really great looking skate. This is actually a re-release of the Classic Thrones from 1998. This was they released a Navy Throne back in 1998 when USD wasn't Universal Skate Design. It was actually upside down before they changed their name. And this was, I believe, the second release of the Thrones. So this was the second pair of Thrones that was ever released. Now the re-release, obviously, they're calling this the Throwback Throne to that 1998 version. We've got some new parts and we've got some older parts. Most of the parts here are a little newer. It's just the look is kind of what's the throwback. We've got the tongue, we've got the shell and the tumor plate. Most of these pieces are a little more modern. But still, either way, it's a throwback. We're kind of honoring the Classic Throne in all of its glory. So let's start with the liner. This is a MyFit Fat Boy liner, which is actually a relatively basic liner, but is a nice heat moldable liner. It looks super comfortable. Really cushy, fat on top here, hence the term Fat Boy liner. So yeah, it looks like it provides a lot of comfort, and I could just imagine in this skate it's going to feel really great. Get your feet in there and heat mold them. Most of these heat moldable liners, you can heat mold them in an oven, or at a very low temperature. I'm not sure what that temperature is, because normally what I like to do with my liners is I like to just wear them. That will heat mold them as well. So that for me is the safest way to go, is just kind of put your foot in there and just ride them a whole bunch, and it will eventually contour to your foot. So it seems to me like a really great liner. One of the flaws about this liner, however, is the footbed is just super thin. It's like it has no shock absorber whatsoever. It's just a very standard footbed. There's nothing special about it. So these skates actually do come with a shock absorber in the bottom of the shell. It's about, I would say, maybe 3/8 thick in the back. Goes up to about here. It's attached to a piece of cardboard. It's all up to you about what you want to do with how you set that up. I'm probably going to take that out and put a better footbed in there with a better shock absorber and ride them that way, but it's really up to you how you decide to ride yours. As far as shock absorbers. Now let's talk about the buckle here. This is a standard Razors USD / buckle kind of thing. Nothing real special about it. It's kind of an older style buckle, but it does get the job done. It's got a little clicky button here, clicks in. That's good. You got the standard USD V-cut Throne cuff. This is one of my favorite cuffs. It's durable but flexible. Really great for just kind of giving you really great ankle support. The shell. There's really not a whole lot different about the shell. There's really not a whole lot wrong with it at all either. It does have a wider lacing system, as with some of the other USD skates, like the UFS Thrones is a little further in, and the USD 7s is even further in. But this is kind of just a stylish thing. It does kind of affect the fit certain kind of ways, but not really so much. Got this throwback tongue here. Now they haven't released a pair of skates with tongues since, I don't even know what the last version was, but this is one of my favorite things about USD skates when I first saw them, was this tongue. Just to me looked so awesome and stylish. It's got the old school USD logo there. We got these minty white laces that really just help with the color, just makes it pop. This tongue doesn't really affect the skate really that much. It's more of a stylish thing. I mean, it's not really that thick either, so it doesn't help too much with the fit, but I suppose if your feet are kind of tight in there and you put this on top, it kind of helps maybe with the fit a little bit, but not so much. Move on to the tumor plate midsole system. This is a mix of the old and new. Now, I believe that sizes 9 and down are coming with this piece, which is the older piece. I had heard somewhere, but and the sizes 10 and up are coming with the standard, more current version of the midsole. I'm not really sure about that, but what I can tell you is that this is not really a very good piece here. As you can see, it's a lot further in, which reduces the width of the sole in the front here, which is an issue. This is how throw-ins were back in the day. In the 90s, throw-ins were like this. There's really not a whole lot of negative, which is not good either, because in today's industry, a lot of people are doing a lot more negative tricks, and this just is not really cutting it for today's standard. Obviously, you can see this is where it should be, and this is where it is. That's not really a good thing. Regardless of whether the skates come with that piece or not, most people are going to just replace this thing anyway with the more current style because it's wider. It comes out the width of the heel here, which gives you almost virtually like 3/8 to ½ inch, like gives you a lot more space in the front, which does matter. It looks kind of thick and bulky too, so you know people are probably just switching that out. This piece here, the back piece, the heel, it has these ridges. Here is really great for locking on ledges and rails, kind of helps you lean over a little bit. This plastic is super durable, super just thick. It's a really hard plastic, so it slides really good. It's a 2-piece mounted midsole system, so the surface friction is a lot less because you're not grinding in this area here. So that's another plus to these skates, really something famous about them. Now, backslide plate, this is something that most people absolutely love about the classic Thrones. Is just this legendary backslide plate. I mean, the way it lines up with the frame here, it just looks sick. The way it curves down like that, and break it in on a ledge, you're just going to get some really steezy looking tricks with this backslide plate. It's a little more of an advanced backslide plate because it doesn't come out the full width of the midsole. But either way, it's just an amazing backslide plate. Let's move on to the frame now. This is one of my favorite rollerblading frames. This is the Kaiser 4 fluid frame. And as you can see, it has a massive groove. I mean, like right out of the box. These things have never been skated. Look at that groove. I mean, you don't even have to really mess with this thing. Apart from a little bit of rounding over of the groove, this groove is just ready to go for ledges and rails. I mean, for real. It has the bolts, actually, the axles, go all the way through. They meet on the other end. There's none of that meeting in the middle stuff that the Fluid 3s had, which I did not like. So the axles are really great. Another great thing about these is that they have metal frame spacers, which for me is absolutely essential for sustaining speed and the durability and strength of your frame. You just really get a lot of wheel spin. Like, you're really not going to get that kind of wheel spin on a pair of plastic frame spacers. I mean, you might get it at first, but then it will eventually go away because it's squeezing it together and the spacer rounds over. So, really great frame for that. One thing to know about these frames, you cannot ride them flat. These frames are specifically designed for an anti-rocker setup. So, if you're thinking about riding these, if you want a pair of frames flat, this really isn't the frame you want. But it does support a 60mm wheel. So, anyway, talk about the anti-rockers. This is Undercover's 47mm anti-rocker, which is a really great size. I really do enjoy the size of this anti-rocker because the larger size of the anti-rocker kind of helps you to lean over a little more forward on ledges. Obviously, the whole thing with anti-rockers is mostly important for ledges because of wheel bite. When you do grind on a ledge, your front anti-rocker is going to be touching. So having it 47mm like that kind of allows you to get over a little topper, which can help you grind longer, and it also helps with wheel bite. So, you know, when you're over on that ledge, this wheel's not touching. So when you grind and your wheel touches, there's a chance you're going to mess up the trick. So, anyway, overall, just a really great, amazing frame. These wheels, it does say here that they're 60mm by 98 hardness A. There's word going around that this is a misprint, and they're 57mm wheels. Either way, They kind of look like 60mm wheels to me, but I'd have to get my measure tape out and measure them, but some people are saying it's a misprint. Either way, the urethane that USD uses in their wheels, this is a USD team wheel, is actually very good. I have a few pairs of these USD wheels, and it is by no means a cheap, generic type wheel. It actually is very good. USD basically is part of the conference, which has different things. Kaiser's part of the conference, different products. Everything you see on this skate is part of the conference. Undercover is one of the wheels that's part of the conference, and in my opinion, they're some of the best wheels I've ever had the privilege of riding, and Undercover and USD probably use similar urethane for their wheels, so it's not a crappy wheel by any means. So if you're looking to pick up a pair of these, you know, I don't think you really need to switch the wheels. It's all up to you, but anyway, talk about sizing for a minute here. I'm a size 7.5, 8-ish, but most pros recommend that you do size up one size for the Classic Throne, because the shell is a bit narrow, and if you have wider feet, this is really not the best skate to have in the true size. So for me, I got a size 8 here, which is the 8.9 shell. And I put my foot in there, and it felt really great. I actually have been riding a pair of Classic Thrones before these pair for a while, and this size shell really works great for me. Really responsive, you know, and that's pretty much it. The price range on these right now, I believe they're coming in complete at, I'm not really sure what, there's different prices, different shops, but I think they're coming in like $200 or something complete, or $224 complete. You really just got to get out there and look on different websites and find the best price, but they are going fast. So anyway, I did want to give a special thanks to my friend Andy, the owner of Skate Solution, for hooking me up with these. He gave me a really great deal on them, and if you're trying to buy a pair of these right now, you will see that they are going fast, because it is the last Classic Throne. A lot of people are going out there and getting them. So, you know, thank you, Andy, for just timely fashion, you know, just hooking me up and just being a great guy. So, cheers to you, my friend. So that's pretty much it for the USD All-Star 15 Classic Throne unboxing / review. If you have a pair of Classic Thrones and you are looking to modify them in any way, make them lighter, different mounting system, check us out at Synergy Inline. We have a Classic Throne video review / how to modify specifically for the Classic Thrones. It's very long. I go into a lot of detail about how I modified my previous pair of Thrones, and it really does answer a lot of questions to some of the main concerns that people have with the Classic Throne. So if you have a pair and you're looking to modify them, check that video out, give it a view. There might be something you like on there. So that's it from Mike from Synergy Inline. And as always, peace and love, and cheers.
Millionaires say, got a big shot deal, thrown it all away, but I'm not too sure how I'm supposed to feel.